we're slowly being accepted for our diverse abilities, and I think it's starting to be a real big change with the word diversity coming out a lot.
I'm Kelly Rayburn for Access Television. Here is Amy Nugent, who is our one of the people who is on the Inclusion BC representative, and Annette, who's brought her daughter along with the show. I welcome all three of you onto the program.
Thank you for having us, Kelly. We really appreciate being here.
Now, so we have a website called inclusionbc.org, and then you also link to that website is called disabilitypride.ca.
Yeah.
Tell us about what is Disability Pride.
Well, Disability Pride is a initiative that is part of the, partly funded by Heritage Canada, and part of the Canada 150 celebrations that will be taking place across the country. So first I might tell you a little bit about Inclusion BC.
Go ahead.
Since 1955, Inclusion BC has been working to support the full citizenship and inclusion of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Right.
It was started by parents like Annette, who believed in a better life for their sons and daughters, instead of going to institutions, to living in community and being part of schools and growing up to work and enjoy the full rights that that all Canadians should have. So within that, I kind of set it up because almost 65 years later, here we are entering a conversation about disability pride, being proud to be families with disabilities, and be proud of all of the people that are around us that do have disabilities. So it's a wonderful kind of pairing around inclusion and citizenship. I find to be celebrating at this time, the sesquicentennial year.
So, Inclusion BC also includes Spectrum Society for Community Living and other parts of the community, all linked with Inclusion BC. Am I right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It's a Inclusion BC is a federation, a member federation. So while we are the voice for community living, we do a lot of the advocacy, a lot of the campaigns that inspire people to think differently, to smash stereotypes, to ensure rights and what have you. Our member organizations work in communities directly with families and people with developmental and intellectual disabilities.
Okay, so one of the other questions I'm going to ask you is, and I'll ask each one of you, I'll ask you first, Emily, what does disability pride mean to you?
Well, what I can say is, for me, working at Inclusion BC, I can say, for us, what it means to me is being proud that I live in communities with such an amazing spectrum of people that are my colleagues and my neighbors and my friends. And I am just very proud of the people that I know who live with disabilities. And so for me, it is kind of wanting to celebrate that as an ally, but also as an activist, and to work alongside people with disabilities and their families to ensure that they have equal rights. So,
Annette?
Well, for Emily and I, Disability Pride is an amazing chance to celebrate and to share and to come together, celebrate our accomplishments, because as a movement we have come so far. The work of self-advocates and the work of families and organizations together has brought our movement so far ahead. But it's also an opportunity to share our hopes and dreams, because as much as we've come so far, there's farther to go. And this is a great opportunity for us. This is a great opportunity for us to invite everybody in to share this with us, because it's exciting, and we're really looking forward to our opportunities for celebration.
That sounds great.
I just want to say, I think that's true. It's Disability Pride just isn't about people with disabilities. It's about everybody and everybody enjoying one another and celebrating one another. in community.
And you got an event that is coming up on June 5th in Richmond. Tell us about this event and what's to expect for Disability Pride.
So on June 15th of this year at 10 a.m. in Richmond, British Columbia, thousands of people, we're inviting thousands of people to come and gather, location to be determined. We'll be keeping you posted on disabilitypride.ca.
Right.
But it'll be Canada's first Disability Pride celebration in March. It's never happened before. So it will be everybody just gathering, and there'll probably be some speeches like there are at other types of marches, talking about people of all abilities and the accomplishments, like you said, that have happened. And then it's going to be a celebratory march to another location where we're going to be hosting a free pancake breakfast for everybody who comes. And there'll probably be music and time to celebrate. And so that's on June 15th, and it's in the morning because in the afternoon our annual learning event takes place. And so we attract hundreds of people to the location every year where we do our learning event. This year it's in Richmond as well. So in that afternoon there starts 4 days of some of the best opportunities to get connected to resources and best practices on inclusion and citizenship and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Okay,
so,
and then quickly I got to mention about the disabilitypride.ca. You have 2 websites there that are coming in April. One is called Maps and stuff, and explain about that kind of stuff that is.
So Disability Pride is a march and celebration that's happening on June 15th, but it's 2 other things. And the big thing is that it's a conversation. So the conversation comes in the forms of documentaries, like you can see on the website, where we bring the notion of disability pride to the community inclusion movement and ask, what do you think of pride? Is it our time to celebrate pride? You know, for other groups, civil rights groups, pride falls on their trajectory of rights and acceptance and inclusion. So for the community inclusion movement in British Columbia, it's never really been seen as a civil rights movement. So we started by kind of introducing it as that, and now introducing this idea of pride.
All right, how do they get
And then secondly, it's a resource hub and grant. So there you can apply for a grant to participate in existing celebrations and marches, and you can find out what's happening in the province through that map and through a toolkit.
Okay, how do they get more information on this events and stuff?
People can go on to disabilitypride.ca and contact us right there. It's just like, boom, it's this little simple form.
It's a little edit to it.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much. I've been speaking with Amy, Annette, and Emily, all on the Disability Pride. You're watching Access Television. My name's Kelly Rayburn. We'll see you again next time.